about them small ball Raps? What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Raps Report, a podcast where I talk about the Raptors and the NBA. I'm your host, Luca Rosano, coming to you on this fine Saturday. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I've last done a Raps Report. That's because I've been so damn busy doing a bunch of LR Lives, my live reaction and play-by-play live streams, followed by my live post-game show. If you haven't checked out any of my live post-game shows from this past week, please do so. They've been a ton of fun. I've changed it up. I don't do pre-recorded post-game shows anymore. I do live post-game shows. It's in the moment. It's more fun, more of a live, interactive audience. So I've been doing that. Definitely go check it out if you haven't already. In today's show, we're going to talk about the small ball Raptors. This experiment's been working so far, but I'm going to tell you if I think it's going to continue to work, and I will tell you the truth about the Raptors playing small ball. But before we get into all that and more, I do want to give a couple of shout-outs to the newest channel members of this YouTube channel. The first shout-out to Adonde Lawrence. He joined as an All-Star channel member. The next one, Devo. Thank you so much, my man, for joining as an All-Star channel member. The next shout-out goes to my guy, Minty X Gaming, longtime viewer of the channel. And the last shout-out goes to Wilson DM26. He, too, joined as an All-Star channel member. I really appreciate all of your support, guys. If you are able to join as a channel member, it does help this channel out immensely. I'm offering 2 memberships as we speak. One of them being an All-Star channel member for $4.99 a month. You get custom badges, custom emojis for all my live stream and videos, and you will be featured in the credits of every episode of this show, Raps Report, the flagship show of this YouTube channel. And if you want to up it, if you're feeling like a superstar, I'm offering Superstar channel memberships for $14.99. You get the same custom badges, custom emojis for all my videos and live streams. And not only do you get featured in the credits of all episodes of Raps Report, but you get your name featured in the description box down below of all my videos and live streams. I will put your name with a link beside your name of whatever you want me to promote for you. It could be your Instagram, your YouTube channel, your business, whatever promotion you want, I got you covered. That's if you become a Superstar channel member. All right, guys, let's talk about the small ball Raptors. So technically, the Raptors are 3-0 with this experiment. And my oh my, if you told me after Sunday's game, when the Raptors lost to Minnesota, where I ripped the Raptors a new one, that was actually the last episode of Raps Report, was me ripping the Raptors a new one. If you told me the Raptors were going to go on to win 3 in a row, including 2 big back-to-back wins against Milwaukee and Milwaukee, I don't know if I would have believed you. But here we are, 15-15. Raptors are back to 500 for the first time since the start of the season, and this small ball experiment seems to be working. Now, the true version of the small ball lineup with Kyle Lowry was cut short because obviously we didn't see that for an entire game. Kyle Lowry left in the third quarter. He did not return. But then we got another version of the small ball lineup in the next matchup against the Bucks, and that worked out wonderfully. Bembry replacing Lowry, and then we got another version of the small ball Raps with OG and Lowry missing the game against the Timberwolves. The Raptors rolled out Bembry and Chris Boucher. Now, the real version of the small ball Raptors will be the version that was used in the first game against Milwaukee. Once the Raptors are 100% healthy, which, by the way, they are getting there, Nick Nurse and the Raptors don't expect Lowry to miss a ton of time. That true small ball lineup will be Lowry, Van Vliet, Norman Powell, who's playing out of his mind right now, OG Anunoby, and Pascal Siakam. And you look at that starting 5, that's 5 capable ball handlers on the floor at once. Toronto can be off to the races after any turnover or defensive rebound. And that will allow them to build upon one of the team's biggest strengths, which is transition scoring. And we see how much more energy the Raptors seem to have with a small ball lineup, how much better their spacing is, how much better their offense looks. Because let's call it for what it is. When you have Aaron Baines out there, the Raptors' offense becomes stagnant. And Aaron Baines is actually getting used to his role from off the bench, and he's looked overall better from off the bench compared to when he was a starter for this team. So The small ball Raptors, from what they've shown us, this experiment can work. They can rack up a bunch of wins. They can play fast. Their defense has been better, especially with OG Anunoby back in the rotation, being the anchor of that stellar defense. And we saw how good their defense even was without OG. And that was the reason why they survived and won that ugly game against Minnesota. So this small ball experiment, it seems like it's working. And it seems like the Raptors will continue to do it. And it seems like we're going to get the small ball lineup for the foreseeable part of this season. So can this small ball lineup, can this truly bring a lot of success to the Raptors? And can this actually work to the point where the Raptors can be a top 3 team in the East? And, make some noise in the playoffs? Here's my take on the small ball Raptors, and here's the truth about the Raptors playing small ball. It is going to work now. The Raptors could very well be a top 3 team in the East because the East is very weak. But is this small ball team going to make noise and compete for a championship? The answer is no. Every championship team, every legitimate playoff team needs to have a reliable big. The small ball Rockets had great success in the regular season, but they didn't amount to postseason success. This Raptors team can have plenty of success playing small, playing fast, their offense clicking, their defense playing very tight, and then making up for a loss in the rebounding department. Because the Raptors actually look pretty good on the glass compared to Milwaukee in those games. But the thing that's going to hurt the Raptors is once you get into the postseason and you got to go through teams like the Boston Celtics who have a couple of good bigs in Tice and Tristan Thompson, and you got to go up against the Philadelphia 76ers and a Joel Embiid, who, by the way, just scored 50 points, and the Raptors are going to play against him on Sunday. And then you got to go up against a Brooklyn Nets team that does have a DeAndre Jordan. The Raptors won't be able to compete against those teams playing small ball. They're simply going to get outmatched inside, out-rebounded, and that is going to be too big of a void for the Raptors to cover if they realistically want to beat some of those teams in a playoff series. And I'm very interested to see how this Raptors team is going to look going up against a true big in a Joel Embiid, because we saw in bits of that Timberwolves game, Karl Anthony Towns was eating up the Raptors inside. You can only throw so many double teams on a true center, until he figures it out and he still gets his. So I'm very interested to see how they look against Embiid, because I think Embiid's about to have the game of his life and he's about to eat up the Raptors. So, yes, the small ball lineup might work. You might end up losing some games and still get yourself a good playoff record or playoff seeding going into the playoffs, but you're not going to win a championship playing small ball. At the end of the day, the Raptors still need a center. And maybe they're just running small ball to buy time until Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster do their job and go out and find a center. But the reality is, this team still needs a capable center. Chris Boucher is not a starting center. The Toronto Raptors need a center. And this is where you wish you still had Serge Ibaka, because I would go as far as saying this current Raptors team, with the way they're starting to play with a Serge Ibaka, would be better than the team from a year ago, and I could have seen them get to a conference finals. But as they're constructed right now, small ball, yeah, it's cute, yeah, it's pretty, it's going to win you games, going to get you into the playoffs, it might even win you a round, but is it going to get you to the conference finals or an NBA finals and give you a chance to win a championship and come out of the East? The answer is no. And unless the Raptors make their own history in that respect and win it all with a small ball lineup, then it's not going to happen. So the question then becomes, who can the Raptors trade for at that center position? The Raptors aren't going to trade for Andre Drummond because the deals simply don't work. They're not going to trade Lowry for Drummond. You're not going to give him Norman Powell and all those pieces for Drummond. Is there somebody else the Raptors can get who can fit well with this current rotation of players? And if the Raptors do trade for a center, they're going to have to trade up somebody. And it might be somebody of significance. It might be a Norman Powell. It might be a Kyle Lowry. And I'm just putting this out there. I'm not suggesting you trade Kyle Lowry, but this team does look good without Kyle Lowry. They are 15-0 in their last 15 games that Kyle Lowry has missed. So can Masai Ujiri look at that as an opportunity to swing a deal where you send Lowry to get a center in return? Who knows? And listen, if that's not the Raptors' ultimate goal this season, then that's fine. If their goal is to just look somewhat competitive, make the playoffs, and try to win a round, then hey, all power to you. Continue playing small ball. But if they actually want to try and make it to a conference finals, you're gonna have to go out and get a center. And listen, the Eastern Conference right now, outside of Philadelphia and the Nets, and I guess the Celtics because they've been the Raptors' kryptonite, the East is looking pretty wide open right now. So could this be when we see a deal be made? We'll see. We'll find out. But that's my reaction to everything that I've seen. What's your reaction to the small ball Raptors? Do you think it can work throughout, or do you agree with me? Do you think sooner or later the Raptors need to address that center position if they want to make any real noise this season? If not, and they're content with, like I said, just getting to the playoffs and maybe winning a round, then you run with this all the way. That's it for me, guys. Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Feel free to add me on social media. We could talk about this further. That's Instagram, that's Twitter, that's TikTok. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. We're so close to 20.6K. Let's try to get to 21K before the month is over. And that's it. I'll be back at it again tomorrow night when the Raptors take on the 76ers. That's a big game. 7 o'clock Eastern time. You definitely don't want to miss it. Join me in the live stream chat, and we will see how the small ball Raps look against the best team in the East record-wise, the Philadelphia 76ers, led by the big, bad Joel Embiid, who's playing like an MVP right now. We'll find out, and we'll see how that goes. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Until next time, be great and stay blessed. Peace.